Rudy. Stars Sean Astin. It's based on a true story. So Rudy's very popular. It's one of like the quintessential sports drama films, and of course it stars Sean Astin. You probably remember as Sam from The Lord of the Rings, as Daniel Rudy Rudinger. Rudy's kind of his nickname, and he's a young guy from Illinois who his lifelong dream is to go to the University of Notre Dame and play for their iconic football program. And he's a big diehard football fan, and his lifelong dream is to go to Notre Dame, but unfortunately he's small to be like a professional football player, and his grades aren't all that good, and he comes from like a working class family, but he that doesn't stop him from striving to pursue his dream of becoming a student at Notre Dame, and it's pretty much like the typical like underdog sports drama. He's the story recounts Rudy. He works in a power plant for a couple of years, and then he decides to go to community college in his like mid 20s, and he works to try to get the grades to get into Notre Dame at the urging of a priest, Father John Kavanaugh. And the movie's basically about him like trying to like work to achieve his dream of not only becoming a student at Notre Dame by maintaining as good grades as he can, but also the chance to be on the Notre Dame football team, not even as like a regular player, but just the idea of being on such a on in one of the best Division 1 football teams in the country. He goes through many tribulations, ups and downs. His fiance leaves him, and he has arguments with his family, and you can see him like struggling to maintain good grades, and he gets rejected 3 or 4 times from Notre Dame until he finally makes it after 2 years of community college. Um, and he meets inspirational figures like this janitor person he sort of lives with while he takes a job working for the Notre Dame campus, and working to hopefully become a student at the school, and then of course a student athlete, and then eventually towards the end of the story, the climactic scene where his goal was to be able to dress up for just one Notre Dame game against Georgia Tech, and he goes in for one play as a defensive end, and he makes the sack, and he's courted off the field by everyone, all of his teammates. It's a really nice inspirational story, and it's as I said before, it is kind of like a typical like underdog sports drama. It has like a lot of the tropes and cliches, like you see in Rocky. His whole life was a million to one shot, but still, this is a very enjoyable, moving drama film. And the interesting thing about this particular film, Rudy, is that contrary to many other sports films, you don't see uh, like the sports action that much during the film. It's like maybe in a couple of scenes, like they're practicing, and then at the end of the movie, of course, you have the Notre Dame game against Georgia Tech. But it's much more of a drama. It's more about the experience of Rudy wanting to pursue his dream, and it's a big dream, and yet at the same time, it's also a very humble dream because like he's not looking to become like a star. A player of the Notre Dame football team, but he just wants to like make his family proud and kind of like it's like the idea of hey, I'm the small like 5'6" guy, and I'm not all that athletic. I'm not all that intelligent. Because and he suffers from dyslexia as you see throughout the film. I just want to be able to show and prove that I can do this. So it's a very simple story, but what makes it uh, so enjoyable and so moving is the main performance by Sean Astin. He's very like earnest, very authentic. He's a good guy, but not in a way that's like overly heroic to the point where it becomes his character becomes a little bit bland. But he plays it very like straightforward, and you feel just like the passion and love he has for being a lifelong fan of the Notre Dame school and the football team, and you know just wanting to live out his dream, no matter like what the odds may be. Um, and that's a really nice thing about about like the way the Rudy moves. And of course, the supporting actors are all very good. John Favreau, who you of course became a well renowned director of like Iron Man and The Jungle Book and different like special effects movies. And he also does acting from time to time. He plays an assistant, D Bob, who helps Rudy get the grades he needs to get into Notre Dame. And then you have the late Ned Beatty play Rudy's father. Who kind of he encourages Rudy to go out and follow his dream, but also kind of tries to keep him grounded in reality. Um, and then you have Robert Prosky, who you might remember from Mrs. Doubtfire. He plays the owner of the television station that the Robin Williams character uh, uh, is employed in that movie. He plays Father John Kavanaugh, and he plays like a great kind of like a mentor figure to Sean Astin's Rudy character. Um, and then I want to say Vince Vaughn has a small role. The there the and then you have you have an actor that plays his and you also have Greta Lind who plays his friend Mary. You also have Charles Dutton plays Fortune. He's the janitor who we find out later in the movie he also used to be a former Notre Dame player. And you have even have like a small role by Vince Vaughn. And you have Lily Taylor playing Sherry, and yeah, a great supporting ensemble cast. And overall, it's a very wonderful movie. Great great performances, but very like kind of like reserved. It's like very the performances feel like very natural, and even though it has like a lot of typical like sports drama cliches, they're it's done in a way that's unique enough. And there's just enough the actors are so likable, and the story is so like engaging and inspirational that, it doesn't really, it's not really like that big of an issue, in my opinion. And you can see why this film is such a classic, and it's really resonated over the decades. And yeah, if you haven't watched Rudy yet, go ahead and see the movie. It's especially if you're a fan of Sean Astin. So yeah, that's just like I said before. Go see Rudy, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks.